Kathy and I have just finished our one-week marriage seminar here at the Excellence Resort in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. And I thought I would share with you one of the main points that we taught this week that could help you in your marriage. What we discovered in our own personal life and in our own marriage journey is that the number one cause of marriage conflict isn't the person you married, but the baggage that you brought into the marriage, the baggage that was accumulated before you ever met your spouse. You see, if you were raised in a home that was emotionally dysfunctional, and your parents weren't able to meet your emotional needs, or they weren't able to reflect God's unconditional love to you, then when you enter your adult life, you still have a lot of unmet emotional needs. Then you probably do what all the rest of us did, is you try to find and marry the person who will meet all your emotional needs. Well, of course, the person who you married you for the very same reason, so you could meet all their emotional needs. And you know that once you get married, then you have what becomes a taking relationship, not a giving relationship. You see, a healthy marriage is a giving relationship. You give to your spouse out of the overflow of God's love that you feel. But if you've been raised without your emotional needs being met, you're going to try to take that from the person you marry, but they're going to do the same thing to you. And then you'll have nothing to give them. And so that just leads to frustration and conflict and anger. And then, of course, you blame your spouse for not meeting your emotional needs and you need to find another one. But that doesn't work because you carry your baggage into the next relationship. So, here's the good news. It's never too late to turn to God to meet your emotional needs. He is waiting to give you the unconditional love that you missed. And so I found, and Kathy found, that when we got rid of our emotional baggage, Kathy was so much easier to live with and I was so much easier to live with. The key is get rid of the baggage that accumulated during the years you lived before you met your spouse. And that's why Kathy and I would love to do pre-marriage courses to help people unload their baggage before they make the big decision. So here's the good news. It's never too late to heal your marriage. Turn to God to meet your emotional needs. Receive His unconditional love so you have an overflow, so you then develop a healthy relationship with your spouse that's always giving, no longer taking. Also, why don't you come and join us next November? Come here to meet us at the Excellence Resort in Punta Cana for 5 days. In the mornings we do seminars, in the afternoon you're free to vacation or meet with Kathy and I for personal counseling and prayer ministry. And if this is your first visit here, you need to get my free self-assessment guide. And to do that, just subscribe to our weekly email newsletter by filling out the subscription form, which you can access on this page by clicking on Join the Transformation Movement. So I'll talk to you again next week, but put our seminar in your calendar for next November.